Hey guys, I hope all is well. Thank you for joining me for this Truth Talk episode. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about if Drake was involved and what happened to XXXtentacion. But before we begin, I just wanted to remind you guys that Truth Records is finally here. On December 30th, we will be releasing 2 songs on YouTube and all streaming platforms. I want to thank all my subscribers for helping me achieve this goal of making a label that only pushes positive music. I want to give a special thank you to my Patreons and Truth Movement members, as all your support has helped in making this label into a reality. I will be hosting a special release for Truth members and Patreons a couple days before the release, so you guys can get to hear it first. Thank you all. Now let's get right into it. Drake is the biggest rapper in the world. He has managed to have an ultra successful career since first coming in the game with Young Money. One of the ways Drake has stayed relevant throughout the years was by making music with the hot new upcoming artists. This was Drake's way of making sure he was always a part of the hot new music conversation. Drake would look for the hottest young rapper out and make a song with them or remake their existing popping song, putting it out and making it an ultra hit. This would attach Drake's name to the hot new record and the new artist. In most situations, this was like a win-win for Drake and whoever Drake chose to work with. By Drake doing this, he was able to stay relevant, and the artist gets a huge career push by having a Drake feature under their title. We saw Drake do this with Migos' Versace song, or with Blockboy JB's Look Alive song, or with McConan's Tuesday song, or even with Fetty Wap's My Way. Each of these times, Drake was able to stay relevant using the hot new artist, while the artist got a huge boost out of working with Drake. For the most part, no artist had a problem with Drake's cosign except for one. In 2017, XXXtentacion was the upcoming hot new artist in the scene, with his Look At Me song blowing up to new heights. X was released from prison to a newly formed fan base, all springing from his sleeper hit song Look At Me, a song he had recorded way before it blew up. As X was heating up, Drake appeared to take notice of the new up-and-comer, just like he had done previously. Shortly after X's Look At Me song became a hit, Drake would release a song called KMT, with a flow that sounded very similar to X's song Look At Me, and it obviously appeared Drake had jacked XXX's flow. When X noticed that Drake stole his flow, he didn't take it lightly. He felt disrespected and took to social media to call out Drake. According to X, he was told by someone connected to Drake that Drake was a fan of his music. X claims that instead of Drake hitting him up, he flat out stole his flow from his hit song, putting the song on his album. This is when the Drake disrespect began, with X publicly calling Drake out of his name on several occasions. Drake would finally respond to X, claiming he didn't know who he was and stating that he never stole his flow. He claimed to have only discovered X after seeing people on social media say he stole his song. X felt even more disrespected by Drake denying to have stolen his song and began to take the disrespect to a whole new level. This is around the time that X started to go too far with disrespecting Drake, as he started talking about Drake's mother. On several occasions, X would publicly disrespect Drake's mother, with Drake staying mostly quiet about it all. X knew that he was taking things too far with Drake, but he was being associated with the biggest artist, so it was working in his favor. X had taken it too far, and he knew his comments would have consequences. Around this time, X made a now interesting post where he claimed that if someone took him out, it was Drake, something that many people believe really happened. Not long after X made this post, he would pass away in the now famous motorcycle shop incident. Just 4 months later, Drake would release a music video alongside of Travis Scott called Sicko Mode, showing some very interesting imagery. In the music video, they briefly show a scene of what appears to be a person dressed like XXXtentacion with the exact same hairstyle being crushed by a giant meteorite. People saw this as Drake clearly taking shots at XXXtentacion, depicting him being crushed, pointing to him having something to do with what happened to him. Many people believe Drake also took shots at X in his song Mob Ties when he rapped Louis bags in exchange for body bags. The reason people think Drake was referring to X was due to the fact that when X was taken out, those responsible took his Louis bag full of money. To me, it does appear Drake was talking about X with these lyrics, as Drake is known to throw sneak shots at his opponents. In Drake's song I'm Upset, it once again appears that Drake was insinuating he had something to do with what happened to X when he raps, "From my XXX, SMS, XXX, that's the only time I ever shoot below the neck. Why you keep on shooting if you know that?" This time around, it clearly appears Drake was referring to what happened to X in the lyrics of his song. The way Drake raps XXX clearly sounds like XXX, which is one of the names people call XXXtentacion. SMS is also a type of text message called short message service. Knowing this, when you read the lyrics, it almost appears as Drake was giving someone orders through text to have X taken out. In my opinion, these lyrics do seem to point at Drake setting X up. He also mentions details similar to what happened to X when he raps, XXX, only time I ever shoot below the neck. To me, it's obvious that Drake was rapping about X and referring to X being taken out in his Sicko Mode music video. Now, if you were to ask me if I think Drake has something to do with it, I honestly do think so. X was openly disrespecting Drake and then took the disrespect too far by coming at his mother. I'm pretty sure some of you remember X also being confronted on stage when someone sneaked him during one of his live performances. X thought that Drake had set that up and sent someone to do that to him. X never backed down with the Drake disrespect and kept on disrespecting Drake and his mother. We all know Drake is the biggest rapper in the game. He definitely has the money and the connections to have something like that done. Drake also seems to brag about it in his music for no reason. Why would Drake throw these sneak shots if he truly had nothing to do with it? Drake chose to come at X multiple times in his songs and music video. I also find it strange that Drake was caught as a witness for the ongoing X trial by one of the people accused of taking X out. Drake and a few other celebrities are being requested to come into court, which most likely won't happen, but is still very revealing. Why would one of the men responsible for taking out X call on Drake if Drake wasn't involved? Not only did Drake rap about taking X out and show X being taken out in his music videos, but the man responsible is saying Drake, alongside of other celebrities, are somehow involved. It's clear to me that what happened to X is not what's being told to us. I made several videos on X, and I always felt something far more sinister had happened to him. His music video for Sad shows that X definitely sold his soul. I also pointed out to X talking about having a conversation with Baphomet in his song I Spoke to the Devil in Miami. I believe X knew his time was coming, and I believe it's possible that X was ritually offered. I previously spoke about how Ski Mask, X's friend, said that the reason he was distancing himself from X was because X was trying to sacrifice him. To me, this made sense, since in X's song I Spoke to the Devil in Miami, X made it clear that he needed to make a ritual offering to Baphomet for his success. It appears that since X didn't make the sacrifice, he became someone's sacrifice. I have made a video on Drake in the past, and I exposed that Drake is clearly an occultist. Drake's record label's logo is the owl of Athena, which is the same symbol used by the Bohemian Grove Club and the original Illuminati. A lot of people think the Illuminati sign is the all-seeing eye, but that's actually a Masonic symbol. The owl of Athena was a symbol used by the Illuminati. Drake chose the exact symbol to represent his record label. Drake also calls himself the Sixth God and can be seen showing his Masonic alliance with the Masonic all-seeing eye pose. In my opinion, Drake could have been behind what happened to X, just like X predicted it. This is why I believe X tried to do good with his last days, hoping he can change his fate. X tried to do the helping hand challenge before he passed, just to have Drake steal his idea and make it into the biggest music video of the year with his song God's Plan. He even went to X's home state of Florida to give out money. It's clear to me Drake was not having any of the disrespect X was aiming at him. Drake stood quiet and attacked silently and got away with it. It's obvious that both Drake and X are occultists and Masonic puppets. Both Drake and X sold their souls to have the world. They were willing to do anything to have it all, with no limitations. X briefly had the world, but just as fast as he got it, he lost it all. This is what the mainstream music industry is about, paying the ultimate price for your fame and fortune. I am curious to hear what you guys think below. Do you guys think Drake has something to do with what happened to X? Well, that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I just wanted to give a special shout out to the Truth Movement members. I truly appreciate every single one of you. If you would like to further support the channel, join the Truth Movement, or you can join me on Patreon, where I drop exclusive videos monthly. The link would be in the description. Another way you can further support the channel is by checking out the Truthfist store and seeing if you find anything you like. Every purchase you make helps with the funding of Truth Records. The link to the Truthfist store is also in the description. Also, please leave a comment on your thoughts on this video and on any future topics you would like to see me cover on my channel. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified of future videos. If you like this video, please leave a like, as it helps other people find these videos. You can also find me on TikTok and Instagram and follow me there. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.